Ladies and gentlemen, honoring all due regard, good evening and namaskar. As we draw a close on this international conference on federalism, devolution of power, and inclusive democracy in Nepal and Asia, I express my heartfelt gratitude to Kathmandu University and to everyone participating. It has been an honor to have the opportunity to partner not only with KU Law School, but also with the Australian government to host this conference at a time when Nepal is looking for workable options and approaches to expedite implementation of the federal governance system. Under the government of Nepal's leadership and in partnership with the Australian government, the Asia Foundation has been investing over the past 7 years in creating evidence, data, and knowledge on Nepal's ongoing transition towards a more inclusive and democratic federal system. The past 2 days have been a testament to that continued commitment and the commitment and dedication of scholars, policymakers, and practitioners who have gathered here to engage in a profound exchange of ideas, research, and experience. The Asia Foundation firmly believes in partnership with academic organizations and think tanks to foster healthy discourses, to promote divergent ideas and options which are considered pivotal for democratic societies. This is true in Nepal and across Asia. We work in over 36 countries in Asia and the Pacific, and Nepal is one of 19 country offices. Why is it that the Asia Foundation remains committed to partnering on the pursuit of knowledge? We don't take this for granted, but contemplate it on a regular basis. And I will begin by quickly saying that, begin with an illusion, an optical illusion. So you can imagine any one of you is, let's say we're in Australia, and you're looking across a green field, and maybe there's a few hills in between, and you see a four-legged creature, and you look carefully, and you see that, in fact, it must be a sheep. And then you think to yourself, it's a sheep, it has 4 legs, and there's a tail and ears, and the fur looks like definitely a sheep. In reality, it's a dog. And you could sit there and think it's a dog and make decisions on what you're gonna do. Maybe you're scared of dogs, maybe you're not. But it is incorrect, in fact, and without further investigation. Either walking over and figuring out what it is, asking someone who's been to the other side, maybe an Australian, inviting some new partnership to say, what do your dogs actually look like? Pulling out some specs or asking for some binoculars, you will continue to be inaccurate in your perception and your knowledge will be incorrect. Now, this is a silly example that has no consequence. We can imagine over the past 2 days the gravity of what we've been discussing, and without pursuit of further knowledge, major decisions could be made that will harm other people. And for that reason, I dug for a few minutes to look across the etymology of knowledge, which is fascinating in its own right. There are variations in the earliest linguistic histories across lineages around the world, and all definitions and all of the etymology come back to verbs. I'll give you a few. It is the act of distinguishing, of perceiving, of acquiring deeper familiarity, of understanding, and so on. It is therefore, knowledge is not stagnant, but in fact active in its quality. It is defined by dynamic, generative, and creative qualities. In academia, at its best, this includes space for writing and editing, refining, interrogating, justifying, presenting, positioning, and at its very best, intellectual humility, which is what we've seen demonstrated this week. Many aspects of the world defy easy explanation, and most people are likely to cease their efforts to understand further at some point, and they find contentment in what they have achieved to understand and will move forward. This is true in governance too. And it is also an invitation for continued commitment towards that generative quality of not only out of curiosity of what is unknown and could be known, or not only the understanding within the confusion, which could be an end to itself, but in fact a means to an end. We've heard repeated throughout the past 2 days, and Ambassador Volk brought it up again, which is what began in our opening session, Justice French, highlighting a refrain that we've heard, which is, it is about the people to implement federalism and governance. And so if we imagine again that cute little sheep in Australia, or is it a dog? And we can criticize the person looking on, or we could also hand some binoculars over in the form of greater research and evidence. I would suggest, I've also heard over the past 2 days that there's a great deal of attention put towards the bureaucracy, those behind the bench, politicians more broadly, and those elected into post. And they are mandated to make decisions. It is our mandate, it is this collective group of knowledge generators to provide greater evidence for that decision making, to support that clear pillar of deliberative decisions. And for this reason, the Asia Foundation continues to partner with those across Asia and in Nepal in pursuit of greater, deeper knowledge. And now we look at this conference. It has provided a crucial platform for those in academia, the legal fraternity, civil society, media, and government to engage with experts in Nepal, but also across Asia. The insights shared during the conference have proven valuable, shedding light on Nepal's federalism, challenging assertions, and discovering in service of the challenges that we face on the horizon. I sincerely hope that our visiting international experts have gained insight into Nepal's unique journey. And I am confident that, in fact, that pales in comparison to what we have gained from your high-quality research, perspectives, and experiences. So thank you. The commitment and collaborative spirit witnessed during the past 2 days of discussions underscore the importance of partnerships in addressing the multifaceted challenges that accompany transformative processes as Nepal is in. The Asia Foundation embarked with Kathmandu University and the Australian government on this journey for this conference long ago, with a singular purpose to stimulate evidence-based academic and intellectual discourse on the merits and opportunities that federalism and devolution of power could bring to this country. As a quiet participant, I will close with this. I wish to express gratitude for your active participation and thoughtful contributions. I have seen demonstration of what may be possible, even more, in Nepal with the rigor that we've seen over the past 2 days, the rigor of ideas, research, reflection, and presentation to advance how we deepen our diverse understandings across disciplines, across borders of federalism, devolution, and inclusive governance in Nepal and Asia. Dhanyabad. Thank you very much.